Hi everyone, it's Giselle with a message for today, and I want to talk about how everything that we're wanting will work out, even if we don't know the hows. And it's normal as people going through this life to want to know how everything is going to work out, because that's how we deal with everything else in life. You don't just leave a problem unsolved and think, it's just gonna work out, you know? But when it comes to matters of the heart and special spiritual connections, it's the opposite. Because we tend to worry and overthink and overanalyze, but what we forget is that we are adding extra energies on top of what's already happened, and often these energies are very fear-based. I know with me, I remember having no way of contacting mine for a whole year. It was just no way. And I just let go of the need to control things. And I gave it up to the universe to resolve that issue for me. I expected to hear from him, while at the same time just leaving things open and being okay with not hearing from him. And that's the hardest part, because people get themselves so worked up and they're like, if I don't hear from him, my life is not going to be the same. Or they get really dramatic and, say even worse things like, I don't even want to live this life anymore if I can't be with this person. But that's not an act of self-love. That's an act of desperation and quite obsessive behavior. And it's utterly frustrating for people when we hear these things, and I used to hate it too. They're like, but focus on yourself. Put yourself first. Love yourself. And often people think, no, why? I do love myself. But if you're going to be putting statements out there like, my life would just not be worth living if I wasn't with this person, that's not loving yourself. That's hinging everything on them, needing them for your happiness. And that shouldn't have to be the case. And I've had a few instances this week where I've done readings for people who have said, I can't seem to shift. I can't seem to get my person back. And I've tried, I've messaged them and they've still denied me. Or I've seen things on social media where my person's doing things that I don't like. But the thing with that is that you have to come to a place of neutrality and from a place of self-love. And I know it's hard. I mean, I've been through it myself, But until I was okay with not having them in my life and knowing that I would have a beautiful life with or without them, then they came back. It's quite ironic, isn't it? But it's to show that you love yourself. And if they can't see you for the wonderful person you are and everything you have to offer, then they don't deserve you. Not like that. And it's not selfish or egotistical to put yourself first, because if you didn't have self-love, you would let them walk all over you. And you may say, I don't agree with that, but I've seen it happen time and time again. People who don't put themselves first and who overgive and don't receive or don't even expect to receive end up doing everything in that relationship and not getting back. And it's not a balanced connection. And then they end up feeling very hurt because they don't give to themselves. And we shouldn't hinge our happiness on someone else. Because I've seen it many times, and I've even had it myself, where I thought it was someone's task, someone's job to make me happy. My first relationship was a disaster because of that mindset. Oh, you don't make me happy. You make me unhappy. No matter what they tried, I just couldn't become happy. And so we were both making each other miserable. And that's because we weren't happy within ourselves. We kept triggering each other's lack of self-worth and very judgmental behaviors towards each other. So rather than fixing it within ourselves, we would blame the other person. It's your fault that I feel like this. But if you take responsibility and you put yourself first and you say, no, I'm not going to allow anybody to affect me in that way, make me unhappy, things are going to turn around. Whatever they say can't affect you, can't trigger you and make you sad in the way that it may have been able to in the past. If you get a lacking response, then uncreate that and make something better and expect better from them. Say, no, I deserve better. Not to their face. I don't think that's a good idea. But energetically reject that and say, no, I deserve better than this. If they can't treat me in the way that I deserve, then either they have some growing to do, or you know what? I am open to something better. Because you don't have to take whatever it is you're being presented with if it doesn't make you happy. But you need to be able to be okay with yourself and know your worth, and don't do things to sabotage your happiness. Some people have told me stories of them reaching out to others because they need some sort of fulfillment and they feel they want attention and someone to, be with them, but then they settle for less or do things that they ordinarily wouldn't do, and then they don't feel happy about that. Well, don't. Respect yourself and don't do things that diminish your worth, or in your eyes diminish your worth. But I feel that love finds a way. If we allow ourselves to heal, and if we allow ourselves to be okay with not getting things exactly the way that we want them, that it's fine, that we'll make it through somehow. And you will. A lot of the most pressing times in my life have actually, turned out okay. Not just okay, better than okay. Because I thought, do you know what? This is beyond me. I'll give it up to the universe to get a better outcome than I can possibly get for myself. And it has. Love does find a way. And so do other solutions to problems that you think are just too much. It may not seem obvious to you and it may seem very tricky, but somehow you will find a way. And it's not been all negativity this week either. I've done a few channeled letters for people and they've come back saying, oh, this sounds exactly like this person, or the information that you've gotten has been more accurate than other readings that I've got, but are all confirming what I know in real life and what I know through other readings I've had. It's all been quite encouraging. And the thing I've seen through these channeled letters, there's been a theme, is taking responsibility and growth, personal growth and development for the person. This is a twin flame reading. So even though we may not see things, even though we may not be told things, we can't always know what's going on physically. In the background, things are developing. You know, when I wasn't in contact for a year, I could have thought, oh, they've probably forgotten about me, but of course not, because they contacted me from a different number, but they still had my number. You know, if they didn't think of me, if I wasn't part of their life or thoughts anymore, then why would they still have my number? They clearly changed theirs, so they could have just gotten rid of mine as easily, but they didn't. And that's what we have to hold on to. If I feel for you, if I've done a reading for you, and I do feel that the door is still open, that there is unfinished business there, and that they will come back, I may not always know when, because people change their mind a lot, especially in these connections, but the energy doesn't lie. And so we have to believe that love will find its way. Things are meant to be, they're meant to be. I believe in destined things. You know, certain things in life had to happen. Yes, you can choose to avoid other things that aren't a major part, but certain relationships and certain people I feel are destined to come into our lives. And these divine connections just can't be broken. So I thought I would share, and I hope that this helps you to at least feel a bit more empowered. And to know that it's okay, and you're going to be okay no matter what. So I've still got a 33% off sale for readings and healings. Today's the final day for the full moon. And if you want to take advantage of that, please click the links in the description. Oh, and thanks for the one of my subscribers let me know in the comments that on one of my videos it wasn't working, but I have fixed that now. So I've reactivated those links, and yeah, if you would like to take advantage, I'm doing readings and healings at 3 for 2. So you buy 2, you get your third one free, which is essentially 33% off. There are also tons of other offers on my website, on my special offers page. So even if this if this promotion runs out when you see this video, don't worry, there are still plenty of discounts on my special offers page for multi-buys. Thank you for everyone for bearing with me on getting your healings and readings done. As always, it's quite fully booked over the full moon and new moon cycles because of the promotions. But thank you all for your patience. For anyone who's ordered a healing and hasn't received it yet, I have attempted to contact all of you, but I need the instructions to know if you have a preference, because I don't want to just go around doing healings randomly without your input, because at the end of the day, it's your healing, and I want to make sure that you get what you want out of it. So do let me know if you have a preference, because it's easier then for us to work together and get the desired outcome for you. Thank you all so very much for watching. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.